Hey guys, it's Zack. I'm a former Dota and Dota 2 player. I'm starting the journey from Crusader to Immortal after having an 8-year break in the game. I have a bi-weekly release schedule on YouTube, so come along on the ride with me and share with me my failures, my successes, and my learnings. To Diddly Day, we're gonna have a look at Pain Dota 12k MMR Players Guide to the Mid-Roll. This video will have 5 parts: drafting, early game, mid game, closing out games, and my takeaways. For drafting, there are two things that are really important. One is to have a small hero pool, and the other one is to have the right category of hero for that game. So I don't know who of you ever played Chen, and then Visage, and then Terrorblade. I'm gonna get if I do that. So the idea is to have a small hero pool and just focus on 3 to 5 heroes. This will help with the default itemization, with understanding power spikes. For this, I can also recommend you the Dota 2 Pro Tracker to understand which items, facets, and skills are used by which pro players. The second part is hero categories. There are multiple hero categories, but what I think is important for the low MMR bracket is just 2 of them. One is space creators, and the others are mid carries. So space creators are, for example, the spirits or puck, like heroes that are evasive, that have catch, that can farm offensively without feeding, and that can also gank quite easily. The second one is carries from the mid, so for example Shadow Fiend, Morphling, Sniper, so heroes that need a lot of farm. Pick the carry from mid if it fits well into the lineup, and you can pick something greedy that also needs to farm safely in the beginning of the game. Second one, the early game. So for the early game, one of the kind of litmus tests is look at your past games, like maybe last 5 games, and see, do you have at minute 10 as a mid player 3.5k net worth or less? And if you usually or on average have less, you have to look more for your last hits. Something I found really interesting that I didn't understand beforehand was, what is the goal of itemization in mid? And for most heroes, like all the heroes that want to have a bottle, to itemize in a way that you can have a bottle before the 2-minute mark. And then regarding the early laning in the night, if you go to the enemy tower and the tower attacks you, if you're on the border of the map, then you know that they have vision, so they have a ward there, because otherwise the tower would even in the night not be able to see that. What I also didn't know is that the tower has an aura that gives you HP regen and it gives you armor. So you have a disadvantage if you're diving the enemy mid hero, and you have an advantage if you're staying in your tower range. Last early game trick is stacking your own jungle. I saw it in the pro game and I tried to replicate it with Leshrac to stack 2 of my camps, not miss out too much on the lane, and then have a big gold advantage as soon as I can farm them. I think especially in the low MMR it's a neat little trick because it's less likely that these camps are going to be contested. Coming to part 3, the mid game. Some questions that Pain always raises is, first, what is your hero good at? Then what stops your hero from doing what he's good at? And how do you overcome this? So, for example, I'm playing Lash, and Lash is really good, at AoE damage with the ult, but especially to kill isolated heroes with Edict. But what holds me playing Lash or back to do this? Might not get to the hero, so I'm too far away, like positioning is difficult, and then I might get stunned, or because I'm quite squishy, I might get killed easily by spells, but also by physical damage. And I really saw this in this game. Like, I was trying to participate in teamfights and I just got killed quickly. So what did I do? How did I overcome it? First I got Sanjay and Kaya for a bit of survival and a bit of more damage. Then I got Dagger to overcome the positioning topic. And third I got Axe, and with that I was tanky enough to survive like the spells that they have, but I could see such a big shift getting the Dagger and the Axe than before. 4th chapter, closing games. To close games, it's really important to have a big advantage. When do you have a big advantage? If the enemy carry is dead, if you have an Aegis, if multiple heroes of the enemy side are dead. Otherwise, you don't push. The top teams, sometimes they don't even push if they have an Aegis and there are no other enemies here, if there are no enemy heroes dead. What do you do instead? You farm the map, you own the map, you put wards, you push all the lanes so the enemies are they're stuck in their own base, and then you farm the map, you get a bigger gold advantage. At some point, the enemy heroes, the enemies, they're gonna become impatient, they're gonna leave their base, then you get a pick off, and then you close out the game. My own insights. First, don't play tilted. If I lose 3 games, I'm not as optimistic, I'm not as hard fighting, so I'm gonna lose more games. Second, if you really want to climb MMR, do it when you're on a good energy level. When I went to work and then I went to sports and then it's evening, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, and then I'm gonna play games, it's more difficult to win than if I have a fresh head. Third, stay patient. At the low MMR, people are gonna make mistakes. There will be a pick off, there will be a chance to come back. Just wait for it, stay positive, be patient, and then take the good fights and take the good fights. So what am I gonna take away from all this? First, I want to focus on 3 to 5 heroes that I play. Second, practice last hitting, increase my net worth. Third, pick late and consciously pick either the space creator or the carry depending on what the team needs. Fourth, think about how to maximize my hero's potential by asking myself the 3 questions. What is my hero good at? What is in the way of my hero to do what he's good at? And how do I overcome this? As always, thank you guys for watching and see you in 2 weeks.